couple of minutes turns into 10 minutes, 20 minutes, 30 minutes. And before they know it, oh no, they didn't do anything for the last 2 hours but social media video games. You know, kind of a waste of time in my opinion. Yes, good morning. My name is Mr. Hallback. I teach U.S. history and psychology this year. I've been teaching over 15 years, and I was also teaching in the military before I was a teacher. So that's where I kind of found that I like to teach. I love to learn, and the students, you see them learning is a great experience. I kind of get a buzz off of that. I also learn myself in regards to when you work with people, you learn a lot if you're open-minded enough to kind of see it. I believe phones are a tool. You don't see people walking around looking at a hammer or a screwdriver for the amount of time that they have that tool. For some reason, cell phones have become super addictive, and people are wasting lots of time on their cell phones. Now, don't get me wrong, use it wisely, use it judiciously, use your priorities, but the fact of the matter is, it's so seductive and addictive, it can swallow up an inordinate amount of time that could be used more usefully, more in the real world, as well as just more enjoying things instead of being stuck in a little virtual world and thinking that's your world. Again, they design them to capture your mind. It's basically simple operant conditioning. It's no different than when you train your dog to give you a handshake and give it a treat. They're not doing it because they love you. They're doing it because they're making serious bank off of you. The longer they can keep you on there, the more money they make. It's an electronic playground, which scares me even more because they're controlling the parameters. And you think you are in charge, but you're not. They are, again, very seductive, very slick, very smooth in how they get you. I got kids staying up super late, 2, 3 in the morning, playing video games or social media. And that's a problem in the mornings because they can't function. They're playing it in class. I got to take cell phones all the time. I'm collecting cell phones, and that was never a problem. One is the parents need to be more involved. They need to make some decisions about when their kids are ready, when their maturity level's there. Also, teenagers are becoming adults. You guys are almost adults, and you need to start making decisions in regards to, okay, maybe I can, get an app that says I can't use my cell phones, during certain times. Maybe it's snack and lunch, but the rest of the time you put a block on yourself, basically. If it's very addictive and you're a little kid, you don't have the self-discipline or self-control sometimes to make those decisions. You are just going to ride whatever everybody else is doing or whatever the people behind these products who are trying to make money are driving the bus, and you're just on for the ride whether you like it or not. So that being the case, we need to create apps. We need to create good apps that blocks. We need to raise awareness about, hey, the dangers of this, and we need to take steps. And as I said earlier, parents need to be more involved. Teenagers need to make a decision about their lives in regards to, you are not a little kid. Make a decision that's good for your life, not bad.
My name is Joey Lopez. I go to Gar High School and I play baseball. In my daily routine, I probably spend about 4 to 5 hours every day with baseball, whether that's practicing, running, training, or playing a game. Some benefits I receive from playing baseball physically would probably be like keeping me busy and active every day so I don't just go home and do nothing. And mentally, it keeps me like focused on what's really important rather than like doing bad stuff that I shouldn't be doing. Most of my free time, honestly, is spent on my phone or watching like YouTube or Netflix, just watching something. Because when I get home from practice, like there's nothing to do. I just lay down, watch TV. Phones, video games, and TV, they do affect like my productivity because like I could do so much more with my time, I guess. Because I'm on my phone probably like throughout the day, probably in total like 4 hours, and that time I could be using to like do homework or like work out more for baseball, or clean, or just something better with my time. I personally do believe I sacrifice my time for my sport because I could be working or like doing something else with my time, but I prefer to play baseball because I'm still in high school, so me personally, I don't see the need to work yet when my parents they're going to support me no matter what, so I can still like chase my dreams and play baseball. I do believe my levels of productivity are lowered because of baseball and electronics, because when it comes to baseball, if I wasn't playing, I could be doing more, like such as working or just doing something else with my time. But when it comes to electronics, even when I play baseball, when I get home, I just go back to my electronics, like my phone and TV and stuff. So I feel like they both have an impact on my productivity.
Hi, my name is Leonard Oggy. I am the former captain of the boys varsity soccer team. I'm number 9 on the pitch and I'm a striker. If I really think about it, we practice about 2 hours mostly every day, and the games are as well 2 hours. So if I were to combine that overall the whole entire week, I think it would be up to about 16 hours. When you naturally play and then like you start to pick up things and then it just turns into instinct, I actually like how like as I get to improve each game I play, and then it just happens naturally because then I know I'm actually improving as a player. It helps you like pick up on new things much quicker. And there will be times where I'm like saying like I wouldn't go on my phone to watch anything, or I wouldn't go on like social media, but then I find myself getting like one single notification, or I'm like I feel pretty bored, and then that's when I actually start watching or start texting. So when I'm doing that type of stuff, I end up knocking out anyways, and then that's when I'm like, oh man, it's time for me to do my work and everything. I had to just knock out. For the sport personally, I wouldn't say that it affects me as much, but like if I were to not play soccer, I can't deny the fact that I would have more time to be doing my work and to be studying. But then again, if I had not done the sport and I was just being productive by myself, I was just doing the work and everything, I had no sport, I feel like I would have been more distracted with my phone or some electronic because naturally, if I didn't have the sport, I would find myself to be like a pretty lazy person. But like due to me playing and doing the sport and trying to maintain my speed and maintain my upper body, I would say that it helps prevent me from being lazy and all that.